It has been said that if you remember the 1960s, you weren't really there. This was a time of revolution in music, fashion, and society itself. An iconic and glamorous time known for its cars and its psychedelic artwork. The word psychedelic comes from the ancient Greek for soul manifesting. For many, through the use of drugs, they believed that they were experiencing something new, a higher plane, a different world. However, the use of psychoactive drugs does have a downside, not least the potential to withdraw from reality, and also become addicted. This has led some, for almost half a century, to wage a war on drugs. But in doing so, are we actually waging war on human nature? Parietal or cave art from France is famous the world over. It dates from between 32 and 15,000 years ago. With this art, we literally see the handprints of some of our most ancient ancestors. Often depicting animals, these pictures are frequently drawn on raised pieces of rock in order to be three-dimensional, the impression being that the animal is almost alive, almost real. Many researchers believe that this artwork was connected to the use of psychoactive drugs. They point to basic shapes and their similarities in art from around the world, and invoke entoptics as the reason for these similarities. This is the stage in intoxication where the floaters on your eye become more visible to the relaxed brain and begin to create shapes within your imagination. At this stage of hallucination, these floaters can create shapes for you, which you read meaning into and draw voluntarily. However, some remain to be convinced of the link with the Paleolithic. In the north of England during the Mesolithic, at the site of Stark Carr, it has been suggested that some were making use of drugs. The find of deer antler caps has invoked the idea of shamanism, that some were ingesting hallucinogens and wearing deer outfits to engage with animal spirits. Around 2000 years BC in Mexico, the Olmec people are also thought to have engaged in drug use. This is because of the finding of the so-called were-jaguar toad in the graves of priests. The skin of these toads secretes a psychoactive substance which is thought to have been used in ceremonies. Other Mesoamerican civilizations also made use of drugs. The Mayans, for example, had an affinity for mushrooms. And the Aztecs are known to have made use of a truly bewildering array of psychoactive compounds. They drank, smoked, and otherwise ingested these substances to aid prophecy and ceremonies. And it is believed by some that the Nazca lines in Peru were drawn by a shamanistic culture. On the verge of losing their way of life through drought, they believed that through drugs they could commune with their gods and invoke rain by drawing out maps on the ground, pointing to riverbeds and processing them. Around 3200 BC, the monument of New Grange in County Meath, Ireland, was built. This place is famous for its swirling Neolithic artwork etched on stone. For some, this artwork again hints at entoptics and was made possible through the Neolithic use of psychoactive drugs. Indeed, some of these patterns would sit comfortably in Mesoamerica. During the Bronze Age, the so-called beaker culture spread their wares across much of the continent. Whether people migrated is debatable, but the diagnostic feature is the presence of bell beakers in graves. Some of these beakers have been shown to contain residue of hemp, pot, found in pots. We cannot know for certain what these various peoples thought about drug use, but for many living today, drugs are a way to commune with the divine or meet your ancestors. It seems that for whatever reason, the use of drugs to alter our mindset, either subtly or to great effect, has always been a feature of human life. The connection between the use of drugs and creativity cannot be denied. However, what can also not be denied is its often tragic consequences. It seems we have always needed to find a way to alter our state of mind, and indeed some comedians have even drawn a connection between the use of drugs and the development of abstract thought. However, let me make it abundantly clear, Archaeosoup does not advocate the use of psychoactive drugs. With that said, you have to wonder, however, where we would be today if some of us had not occasionally had our heads in the clouds.